To get y'all screwed on right here, we're gonna be good to go. Yep. Yep. Yes. I believe we live, baby. What's up, everybody? What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing? For anyone who's new to my channel, my name is Marcel, and what I'm doing today is simply answering some questions that you all had left for me on my community post, and let's dive straight into it. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone who participated and leaving a comment, because now we get to engage with each other directly, and I'm really excited to answer your questions. So I would just take these questions one by one in which I received them, and let's get into it. First question says, hey, I've been with you guys for a while, since the proposal. Thank you so much for being with us since the proposal. And Jamila's bridesmaid drama, LOL, that was a lot. And the intimate wedding. I always wanted to know which of you came up with the idea of starting to blog. By the way, great idea. Also, what type of dog is Blue? And I'm praying for an abundance of blessings to you both, and keep up the great work. Thank you so much, and blessings to you and your family as well. To kind of answer your questions in reverse order, Blue is a lab mix. Now, to tell you the truth, we don't really know what Blue's mixed with. Backstory on Blue: when I was in my student teacher days, I was working at a high school, and one of my students were selling dogs. She was selling dogs, and she sent me a picture of Blue, and the picture that she sent to me or showed me of Blue, I was like, man, that is a really cute dog. And if I go a little bit deeper back in the time, almost a year prior, one of my most beloved dogs had passed away. His name was Zeus. He was a Rottweiler, and he passed away in June. I was devastated. I always told myself that I did not want another dog because I felt like it was going to be somewhat of a replacement to Zeus. But it was time. I felt almost healed, not all the way at that time, but she sent me a picture, or not, I keep saying sent, but she showed me a picture. And when I saw him, I said, I gotta meet this dog. So I asked her what type of dog it was. She said lab pit mix. But I honestly just don't see the pit 100% inside of him. I think he's more maybe lab shepherd because of how much he sheds, and with his ears going directly up, I just feel like that's probably more of what Blue is. Now, to answer your first question, it was actually Jamila's idea to start blogging, or to start vlogging. When Jamila and I first got together, maybe a year thereafter, Jamila always would express to me that she wanted to start a YouTube channel. And to be totally honest, I was 100% apprehensive of even participating with the channel because I always thought it was cringy. See, this was during the time that people were walking around with selfie sticks, and I just thought it was just so obnoxious to where I was like, what do I look like walking around with a camera recording myself, pretending I'm talking to you all, the audience, as I'm doing now, but I'm actually talking to myself. I thought it was self-absorbent. It was cringy to me, and I just did not like it. But Jamila, if anybody knows Jamila from our channel, she is very, very adamant about what she wants, but not in a pushy way. She just kept recommending and advising and saying, hey, we gonna do it. And then eventually, like I do with everything we get on board, she like, we're doing it. So we filmed our first vlog going down to Miami on Jamila's phone. She had a selfie stick, and I was very, very, again, self-conscious in public of recording. Like even now, I'm getting more comfortable with recording the camera while I'm in public because I'm accepted my role on the YouTube space. But when I first started, I did not want to really participate. Again, I thought it was cringy. I was self-conscious on what people were going to think about me as I was recording, and I was like, I'm not going to do this. But eventually, I became less conscientious about my presence and what other people thought about me while I was recording, and I finally adopted my, I guess, vlogging personality, if you will. And I had a lot of fun in the beginning stages once I started getting comfortable, but now it's like, it's just really natural. I just really like picking up the camera. But to answer your question, long story short, it was Jamila's idea, and she reminds me of that all the time. So that's why this little thing right here that we got, it's just you and I, baby. It's just us. But you know, Jamila still gonna find a way to take credit for it because that's what y'all women do. I'm joking. Love you, baby. That question, I'm sorry I didn't say your name first. That question was from Candace. So Candace, thank you so much for your question. Second question up now is from TF87. if you weren't a teacher, what's another career path that you would consider? So I was really considering doing physical therapy originally. Physical therapy just didn't really work out for me, but that is an alternative career that I was thinking about going into. But if it wasn't going to be physical therapy, or if it wasn't going to be teaching, maybe something with counseling, but something that involves working with either athletics or students or younger kids. I really like working with the younger kids. I feel like it just always gives me something to look forward to each and every single year as being a teacher, because these kids change every year from class to class. You always gonna have something new to talk about. But to answer your question, either physical therapy or some level of a counselor or something working with kids. All right, here we go. Next question. If I'm mispronouncing your name, you've been a long time subscriber to us, so if I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. But I think you pronounce your name, it might be Sanaya. It says, what countries and states would you all like to visit? And what are you all's top 3 domestic states and your top 3 international places? Let's start with what countries and states would you like to visit? So if I had to start at the state level, I would say definitely Hawaii. I might want to start planning for a Hawaii birthday trip for this summer. So I'm thinking about starting to plan that up now, but definitely will want to go to Hawaii, and I want to go to California. That's something that both Jamila and I discussed. California, Las Vegas, or Nevada for our domestic places. So if I had to give you 3, I would say Hawaii, California, and Nevada. And 3 countries that we would like to visit. I don't know. I do want to go to London. I want to go to London or England. I want to go to England, different cities of England. I want to go to, I want to visit Egypt as well. I want to visit South Africa and maybe like a Dubai. I know I went to 4, but you asked for 3, but Dubai. What I said, Dubai? I want to do Dubai. I want to do different cities of England, the United Kingdom area, and if I had to pick a 3rd one, I'll probably go Egypt over South Africa, because all this just going to Florida and all this, and we got to change that. All right, here we go. Urban says, my wife and I are from ATL as well, and I was thinking what restaurants would be good for a date night that you've been to with your wife? That's actually a great question. So with us being here in Atlanta for our whole entire relationship, we have kind of reached the point of plateauing out at restaurants, to where just yesterday, Jamila and I had a family meeting where she wrote down a list of restaurants that she wants us to attend to. So that list may become more apparent on the JamilahandMarcel channel as we start to experience those different restaurants. But restaurants that we have been to that maybe you have or have not attended, definitely try out STK. STK was a really, really good experience. We took Jamila there for her birthday, and it was really, really good. It came out with the sparkles and the pizzazz, or whatever the word is called, but it was really, really good. So STK I'll put on the list for another date night. If you have not tried, what's the name of that restaurant? The one that, what's the name of the one that spins? But I ain't talking about Polaris. I would say check out Polaris. You can check out Sundial as well. I don't think Sundial still has their restaurant on rotation due to an accident that happened there some years ago. But Polaris and Sundial. Polaris has the rotating view of the Atlanta skyline. The restaurant is somewhat pricey, so just kind of check it out before you go, because I think their menu was also somewhat limited. It wasn't maybe the best of menu, but we still had a good time. So in order, I would say look out STK, Polaris, Sundial, and Rays on the River. Rays on the River honestly might be my favorite out of all the 4 that I listed. So I would say try to hit that place up maybe during the spring or summertime, so you can sit outside, weather permitting, and you can sit right directly on the Chattahoochee River. And they had a really, really good food there. We went there for my birthday, my 30th birthday, where I got filet mignon, lobster tail. We got jumbo shrimp. It was really, really good. Drinks were really good too. So Rays on the River, especially with the season we're getting into, it feels really, really good outside. All right, and last question that I have is from Mr. Veteran Vlogs, Mr. Consistent himself. He says, would you ever consider visiting the Maldives Islands? Yes. Yes. That kind of goes back into Sanaya's question. That's another place we could add on the list. I want to do Fiji. I want to do the Maldives. I want to do Bora Bora. I want to do like a whole bunch of those places that people go to and the water is just so clear and you get to stay in the bungalows on top of the water for your hotel resort. I would definitely go to the Maldives. And I want to I know a lot of you all found our channel from traveling with cruises and things like that. I made a statement earlier. Jamila and I, we are somewhat at the point that we are kind of, in a way, kind of pulling away from cruising, because cruising itineraries really don't change that much. It's like you're either going to Cozumel, the Bahamas, different islands of the Caribbean, and it's like we've honestly tapped out. There's like one itinerary that we have not, well, two that we have not explored. We haven't been to Belize, we haven't been to Costa Maya, we haven't been to Curacao. I think I might be pronouncing that country's name wrong. We haven't been to Aruba, and those are like two separate itineraries that you can go to. I really want to hit the Curacao, I think that's how I say it, and the Aruba itinerary, but that's it's not really fitting our schedule for right now. But we do want to open the door to go into places like the Maldives, and a lot of those places you can't get to on a cruise. So I'm gonna have to get over my fear of flying. For those that don't know, I have developed over time a phobia of flying. I haven't flown since 2008, but I know in order to get to California, in order to get to Hawaii, definitely, to Las Vegas, ain't nobody driving. Ain't nobody driving to the Maldives. So I got to get over that. And Jamila and I are actually in the topic of conversation, of having that conversation, because we're trying to plan our upcoming anniversary trip, which is March 31st. So we might be getting flown out somewhere. Well, we might fly out somewhere, but if somebody wants to sponsor us and fly us out somewhere, we'll take that too. But that's all the questions I have. I thank you all for contributing your questions. I felt like this was a really, really good, quick conversation. But the next time we have a conversation like this, I'll, let you all know in advance in case you got any more. But thank y'all so much for your contributions, and I hope that y'all are doing well today. I hope you're having a blessed day, and I will see you all hopefully maybe later on in the week. I got some things I gotta plan and produce for you all, but thanks for being you. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking this video before I even had to ask, and I'll see y'all on the next time. Peace.